Good day everyone, especially to our beloved panelists, Dr. Corazon Austria, Dr. Jesse Sargote, and Professor Michael De La Cruz. I am Jetro Litangan together with my thesis partners, Ryan F. Blanco, Mark Anthony De La Merced, Joshua A. Core, and Kurt J. D. Lopez. As we are here to present to you our thesis entitled Effects of COVID-19 Towards the Financial Performance of Small and Medium Enterprise in Metro Manila. And now, let's proceed to the background of this study. So, the small and medium-sized enterprises are most affected by this pandemic. The present COVID-19 pandemic has forced the closure of many businesses, and this has caused great disruptions in commerce, resulting in losses for almost all business sectors around in Metro Manila. So the small and medium enterprises, or what we called SMEs, have been heavily affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, especially the food industry, due to the closures and reduced working hours recommended to curb the spread of the virus. So the financial performance, it is subjective measures of how a firm can use assets from its primary mode of business and generate revenues. Due to the various quarantine measures imposed by a government, certain industries have been affected, especially those small and medium businesses or fast food chains and carinderias inside Metro Manila. We can say that COVID-19 affects the small and medium enterprises in Metro Manila, especially or specifically their financial performance. The purpose of this study is to know the effects of COVID-19 towards financial performance of SMEs, especially the fast food chain and carinderias, and what they would do or have strategy to face in this situation. So the researchers believe that this research will contribute to the future researchers and to the business owners having a hard time preparing for their plan and strategy facing this kind of situation. The next researcher is Joshua Egore, and he will be discuss the statement of the problem.
Good day, everyone. I'm Joshua Core, and I'm going to discuss the statement of the problem or the problem statement. So, statement of the problem is used in research work as a claim that outlines the problem addressed by a study. The researchers asked 5 different questions to help identify all the factors that could affect the financial performance of all SMEs inside the Metro Manila that caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. As you can see on your screen, SOP number 1 indicates the demographic profile of the respondents. Number 1 is hours in operation, 2 number of employees, years in operation, monthly income, and business size. SOP number 2 is about all the challenges that faced by selected small and medium enterprise due to COVID-19 in terms of cash flow deficit, shortage in raw materials, employee turnover, supply and demand, and bankruptcy. SOP number 3, what are the financial performance of selected small and medium enterprises in terms of the following: financial liquidity, leverage, profitability, operating cash flow, working capital. So we, the researchers, developed these sub-variables for us to know how these small and medium enterprise respond to the situation. Fourth SOP is there a significant relationship between the challenges and financial performance of small and medium enterprise? This SOP has something to do with our hypothesis. SOP number 5. What recommendation plan can be developed on the financial performance of small and medium enterprises amidst COVID-19 to improve their operation? Thank you.
Good day to our dear panelists. My name is Kurt J. Lopez and I'm here to discuss the statistical treatment of the study. The first statistical treatment of the study is the percentage. This method was used in the demographic profile of the respondents, which helped the researchers to present the demographic profile of the respondents in a percentage basis or table to easily group them in terms of company size, hours in operation, number of employees, years in operation, and monthly income. The second statistical method that was used is the weighted mean, specifically in the data that were gathered by the researchers through survey questionnaires. Resulting weighted mean was interpreted using a Likert scale. Finally, the last method that was used is the person R. This method was used by the researchers to determine the relationship between the challenges and the financial performance of SMEs.
Good day everyone, I am Ryan Blanco and I'm the one who will discuss the summary of findings of our research study. Based on the result gathered by the researchers to the respondents, the researchers had a total of 100 respondents, 50 or 50% for small enterprises and 50 or 50% for medium enterprises. Based on the findings on challenges faced by small and medium enterprises, shortages in raw material had the highest with 3.54, overall mean with verbal interpretation of strongly agree, followed by cash flow deficit with 3.45, bankruptcy with 3.39, supply and demand with 3.35, and employees turnover with 3.26 overall mean. And according to the findings of financial performance of small and medium enterprises, with an overall mean of 3.44, working capital with verbal interpretation of strongly agree, the highest overall mean, followed by financial liquidity with 3.36 overall mean, operating cash flow with 3.33 overall mean, profitability with 3.32 overall mean, and leverage with 3.19 overall mean, with verbal interpretation of strongly agree. And lastly, based on the result of the summary of correlation, significance relationship between the challenges and financial performance of small and medium enterprises, the personal value are 0.713 indicates that there was a high positive correlation or substantially degree of correlations between the challenging and financial performance at a significance level of 0.05. These results were consistent to the hypothesis, therefore the hypothesis was rejected. That's all, thank you.
Good day. I'm Mark Anthony S. De La Merced, and here's our conclusion. According to the result, majority of SMEs are up and running for 12 hours. It implies that some of SMEs in Metro Manila have learned how to deal with this pandemic. They are more open about how to make profit while following government-imposed safety protocols. Majority of SMEs have 20 working employees. Based on the result, shortage of raw material gets 3.54 overall mean with verbal interpretation of strongly agree. SMEs encountered shortage in raw materials. Many of the respondents says that the business encountered some difficulties in supplying raw materials due to pandemic. During the COVID-19 crisis, most of SMEs supply chains were under a lot of stress. To say the least, from the procurement of goods and raw materials to transportation and delivery to production facilities, we had to keep in mind human factors on daily basis, and a wise short-term plan was a challenge. The result shows that the researcher got 3.44 overall mean in working capital with a verbal interpretation of strongly agree, the highest overall mean in financial performance of SMEs. Many of the respondents answered that knowing working capital can help the business to expand and achieve its own goal and objectives. Data shows that there is significant relationship between challenges and financial performance. This means that the financial performance of SMEs in Metro Manila is affected by the challenges of COVID-19 pandemic. This pandemic affects them in different ways. Some of them have stopped working and some of them are open about how they treat their own alternative paths. Challenges affect the financial performance of all SMEs, and it's the responsibility of all SMEs to address them. Recommendations: SMEs must be flexible on their services to have an advantage to continuously operate their business despite of many unexpected situations. SMEs must provide all the tools, resources, and equipment needed by the employee in order to lessen the number of employees who turn over and to have a good relationship. The future researcher may conduct parallel study having much bigger number of respondents and larger area which the study will conducted. The future researcher may use the study as their reference in order to provide the support on their study. SMEs manager and owners should be trained about how they manage business and having a knowledge about financial liquidity in order to improve their operations. And that's all. Thank you.